Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another legacy video. And this week, this is a bonus video, so not the regular Friday one, because unfortunately I was unable to release a video last week because my computer broke down and I had to go get it fixed. So I didn't want to cheat you out of a video, so here is a bonus video. And I'm doing something very fun and experimental and probably terrible, which is I'm playing Radstorm combo. This is a card from the Fallout set that came out. It's been out in paper for some months, but finally came to Magic Online. And it didn't take the internet long to figure out that Prologue to Phyresis is an instant that gives each opponent a poison counter and cantrips at instant speed for 2 mana, and that can combo with this card here, Radstorm, which has 3 and a blue, and it's proliferate, which means that you basically take anything, any game object, including a player, that has a counter on it, and then you add a counter, and then it has a storm mechanic. So yeah, if you give your opponent a poison counter and then you're able to cast Radstorm with Storm being 9, then your opponent loses the game. And does this mean that this is this is going to be like a mainstay in Legacy? Who knows? I'm not very optimistic, but it would be fun. And so this is going to be, like I said, an experiment in the sense that this is completely theory crafting put into practice. I am doing this by myself. This is usually something where like collaborations do a lot better. So this is going to be like the first iteration of this, and I have no idea if I'm going to like if I get a positive record, I'll be very, very pleased. I kind of expect that to not happen. So we'll see. All right, so a couple of things. I think there are like different, at least I want to say 3 different sort of macro avenues you can explore with this card. One is to build Storm with artifacts. I suppose you could imagine some kind of a world where you are casting, like, I don't know, paradoxical outcome as an engine card, and then just having lots of, like, Mox Opal, obviously Lotus Petals, and then Grim Monoliths, and those kinds of artifacts. And then it's your win condition. In that case, you basically need the combined mana cost here of Radstorm plus Prologue, which is 6 mana, which is incidentally also what Mind's Desire costs. But the benefit is you can cast Prologue at any point, and then they just have the counter, so you don't have to do it all in the same turn. But that would be one avenue. Another avenue would be to go the High Tide route, where you build a High Tide deck, and then you fit in Prologue plus Radstorm. And then yet another way, which is what I've decided to do, is to go a Dimir route, where the main way to build Storm is going to be through rituals. And then we hopefully can be able to storm them out. What I really like about Radstorm and Prologue is that they are both instants, and that neither of them target. So Veil of Summer doesn't matter. Leyline of Sanctity doesn't matter, and we can do it all on our opponent's turn. And so the glasses half full version of how things will transpire is that we get to a point and our opponent puts a spell on the stack and they've already made a storm. They might even put 2 spells on the stack, and then in response to the second spell, we start going off. But the problem I kind of envisage here that we might run into is that we don't really have an engine in the deck. So at any point, if we can only have 7 cards in hand, then we would need to well, we need more than 7 spells cast in the turn, right? So that is a bit of an issue. And one way I thought we might be able to, well, there are two ways I've decided we might be able to bridge that gap. One of them is to simply have them have more than one counter of poison before our combo turn. That can happen by us casting more than one prologue, but it can also happen by us casting this 3 mana draw 2, which at rate obviously is not good enough. You also lose 2 life, but you do add a poison counter. And I could see a world where we would be okay, like on turn 1, like going Dark Ritual, cast this off of a land. So it just basically replaces itself and the Dark Ritual, and our opponent now has a poison counter, so we're sort of already going. I did scour the internet to find like other potential ways to add poison counters. The only 2 other ones I found that were worth, I think, considering were this one called Phyresis Outbreak, which I ended up not adding for now at least, but it gives your opponent a poison counter, and then each creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each poison counter that player has. So this is potentially like a sweeper, but I don't really like. There aren't that many X1s in the format right now that are super relevant. And for this to then take out an X2, well, yeah, obviously they need to already have a counter. But the other one, the last one that I decided to actually add a couple of copies in the sideboard is Vraska's Fall. This is a 3 mana. I really like that it's instant. And it's basically like an edict effect, but the opponent gets to choose if they sack a creature or a planeswalker, but then they also get a poison counter. The other way that we might be able to go and bridge the gap between like not in spite of not having an engine card is with the One Ring, which is in fact a kind of an engine here. And so the thing here is that we're going to be activating the ring a lot of the time on our opponent's turn because we don't want to discard the hand size. And hopefully we can like get to a point where we have enough mana and then resources to build a big turn. I decided to add or to play 2 copies of Intuition as also an instant tutor effect that can go get like either of the missing pieces. And I think, one other thing I wanted to touch on was the, well, a couple of things. First of all, is the mana. I've landed on 17 lands. I really am unsure if that is like being too greedy, but I also have Allured Revealed. We're not playing any Lotus Petals or LEDs or Chrome Moxes or Mox Opal because I want to be able to combo on our opponent's turn. So instead, I really like went big on the ritual effects, and as such, I'm worried that like 17 initial mana sources is going to be enough. But this is what I'm going to try. I would love to hear some feedback. Another thing is, I really wish Drawn the Lock was going to be good enough, but I'm not sure that it is. For the simple reason that this gets completely screwed over by Psychic Frog. Psychic Frog being able to, at instant speed, like basically exile their graveyard in increments of 3 means that you can never be guaranteed to exile anything that costs more than 2 if there is a Psychic Frog in play, and it like the 2 is only if, say, they have 5 or 7, or not even 7, I guess. 5 or 8 cards in the graveyard or whatever. So they can't exile everything with the frog. I do really feel like this deck needs some kind of removal, some kind of a way to prolong the game for long enough for us to be able to go off. And this being modal in that it also acts as a counterspell is really appealing. So far, I have not really felt like changing this. You could make this be like just a couple of copies of Fatal Push. I even considered like adding Psychic Frog just as another thing and powerful thing to do, but it doesn't really like we're not. Yeah, I was gonna say we're not really like concerning ourselves with the life total of our opponent, but I guess neither is Doomsday, and Doomsday is playing Frog. So I think there's a world where we add Frog. But yeah, I think I guess I'll touch just briefly on the sideboard. It's just good Dimir, like a good spread of relevant Dimir spells. Um, yeah. Also, I forgot that it's actually pretty cool to have. I have a copy of Force of Negation in the main deck because I do expect to be doing like having combo turns that is on my opponent's turn most of the time. So that's really sweet. That both means that their Force of Negation can only be hard cast, and it means ours can be pitch cast. So, but I think hey, enough talk. Let's jump into League, see if we can. Yeah, let's just try to win a match, and then we'll take it from there. All right, on the play for round number one. Let's go. Yeah. I mean, so this has both combo pieces. It has a draw three. A draw three. I wish draw two. I'm gonna keep here. We can like at this point in Legacy, I really don't feel bad at all about just going turn one Thoughtseize because there's a lot of broken things happening. There's a lot of relevant like turn one plays that you could be interested in disrupting. Oh yeah. One thing I didn't mention is there is no ponder in this list. That is obviously fairly atypical. I've added 3 considers and 1 peak in the place of 4 ponders. I just feel like again, instant speed is the name of the game, and there are going to be combo turns where like we cantrip into what we need. So being able to cantrip on the combo turn is pretty nice. So that's why we're playing the suboptimal cantrips. This may be incorrect. Maybe we'll be the wiser after the league. All right, opponent found 7. We also have a nice like we can fetch both of our like basic of each of our colors. So let's do that. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so here I probably am going to take the Psychic Frog, which just will alleviate some pressure here. The Daze is really annoying. That would have been my other pick. But I do, with this hand being the way it is, I think maybe taking the Frog is fine. I love that we're able to play around these wastelands. This deck has 4 basics. Okay, that's the Scalding Tarn. Alright. So I'm really in the market for more mana here. More lands, rather. And I think actually, you know what? I'm going to cast Prologue right now while they can't Daze. Just get that done, get that cantrip in. Okay, cool. They have a poison counter, and we drew a Consider. Consider not a cantrip. Sorry, rather not. It is a cantrip. It's not a land. So a little bit upsetting. And they kept what was on top of their deck. Okay, here we go. Brainstorm. We no longer know what they have going on. They found a fetch land. Guessing they got rid of their wastelands, or at least one of them, my guess. Stalactite Stalker. Okay, that is going to be a clock at some point. Come on, land. 1 ring, so land. Alright, I'm going to cast Consider, and hopefully... I hate to bottom or in a Brainstorm, but I do just want to get the lands. I'm not getting the lands. Oh, the 17 lands already messing me up here. I mean, 17, we've seen 2 and 14 cards. There should be like 4 and a bit in every 15 cards, sort of on average. And I've cast 2 cantrips. Oh no, I haven't, rather. Well, I guess the Prologue technically counts as a cantrip. Meanwhile, they cast another Brainstorm. They're just living their best life over there. Another Stalker. Interesting. So I'm guessing this is not a Reanimator build. Okay. And now the heat is on. I would take a Dark Ritual here. Or, oh, Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb is nice in that we could cast the One Ring. But, I think I'm actually going to cast. Oh, hang on. Is that true? So what happens if I cast Infectious Inquiry? I take 4 damage. I'm at 10. They have 5, which can become. I can't become 7 until the end of their turn. 5. Um, if they kept a wasteland, also that's Also, let's see if I cast. No, if I cast the Inquiry, I don't have to move to discard. I think I'm gonna try that. Let's see. I think they probably kept a wasteland. They saw I was sort of struggling on mana. I think I probably like what do you call it? I probably force back here if they decide to force. They could also have double days. Okay, they brainstorm. Okay, that's not great. Not gonna lie. So I pass here, and I think I peek during their turn. They can daze that if they want, but then, oh yeah, they kept their wasteland scoundrels, and that grows their army. I think I pretty much, yeah, you can have frog. I think I pretty much need to hit like ritual here and get ring into play to have any kind of chance. So I take 5. I'm down to 5. I am facing lethal. Reanimate on what? On frog? Sure. Okay, so they have 2 cards in hand. I'm gonna target them with the peak. Is this worth a daze? And if it is, I think I have to force of will because I think like getting that extra card deep is worth it in terms of like maybe hitting the One Ring. Okay, I hit a land, so that's at least something. Okay, come on. We need Ancient Tomb or Dark Ritual or Cabal Ritual. Or a cantrip that finds them. Ooh, Dark Ritual. That's good. I mean, we're so not at all in the clear here, but this was sort of the first thing that needed to happen. Daze. All right, I'm gonna fetch, and if their last card is a second daze, then so be it. It doesn't appear to be the case because they seem to be F6'd. All right, let's draw and pass. I don't think we realistically have a way out here because I think like unless I top deck a land, I pretty much have to draw with a ring on my turn, and that kind of blows out my hope of doing the like pass with a lot of mana up, or like sorry rather like not having to move to discard. I guess it's not that big of a deal because I can discard the like at least one of the counter spells. All right, let's draw 2. Ancient Tomb and Ritual. Well, it's a land. So what does that leave us with? I think we play the land. We move to discard and we discard. Probably. Like best case scenario, I on their turn I brainstorm and I hit Cabal Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Cabal Ritual? No, it has to be Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Cabal Ritual. Because that way I can cast both copies of Radstorm. So I think I have 8 cards in hand. I think I just discard the Intuition, I guess. And then I'm pretty sure they are just going to move to combat here. So I think I do just cast Brainstorm now. That was not what we needed. All right, let's concede. I think also that was probably a punt. Like if I was going to cast Brainstorm in their upkeep anyways before they can add spells, really, like realistically, I think I'm better off just casting Brainstorm on my turn and hope to find another copy of the ring. All right, so what do we want? Do we want anything here? I think the two, like 3 mana edicts are a little bit questionable, but maybe. I think Harbinger can mess them up if they don't like fetch out basics from the get-go. So if we were to add these 4 cards, what do we cut? Well, this is a Psychic Frog deck, so the Drown the Lock is... I think it's on the play, it's probably good enough. I think I'll cut a Force of Negation. I think maybe I'll cut like 1 Intuition. And... on the play, maybe. These are fine. Maybe actually I'll cut a couple of Force of Wills as well. Yeah, I think that's okay because, like, I think Force of Will in this deck is mostly defensive to, like, not lose rather than to force through your win. But maybe that's wrong. Alright. Let's hope for a good one. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is okay. We have a lot of waste. Well, we have several wastelandable lands, so I think I probably lead on just the snow-covered island, and then I think I will pause on their draw step and cast the peak. All right, let's see what they revealed. A wasteland, a consigned memory, 2 Tamios, a force of will, petal. That's interesting. Maybe this is Doomsday? That's really interesting. Oh, and I didn't even see, but the peak drew me a brainstorm, so that's super sweet. And we find a delta that lets us play off of basics. I'm going to brainstorm here, and well, this is all kind of good. Gosh, I don't know. I kind of want both the Force of Will and the Duress because I want to cast this the One Ring, and that means needing to get rid of both Consigned Memory and have Force of Will covered. Tamio can rebuy either spell at a later point. Okay, let's get rid of the Scalding Tarn and 1 Ancient Tomb, and then we will cast Duress right now off of basic Swamp. Oh, I guess they thought about forcing this. Yeah, they thought about that's what the pause was about. I was like, why are you pausing here? Let's take the Consigned Memory and we'll pass. Okay, they have a clue. A Raging Glue. There's a Wasteland. That's interesting. Okay, they're just drawing a card. Did they find another way to cantrip to flip Tamio? Nope. Okay, so I would really like for them to not have days right now. I think this game is in the balance right now on whether or not they drew days. Let's see. They didn't draw days, so they Force of Will and pitch Tamio. I'm going to Force of Will and pitch this Handy Consider I just drew, leaving me with the 2 combo cards in my hand. Alright, there's a ritual. I mean, we're going to have this Ancient Tomb wastelanded very soon. But then, like, next turn, like on their next turn, we could just cantrip with Prologue. Can't believe that we're going to get to untap with Ancient Tomb here. Oh, they drew Swamps. They still have... Wow, we are getting to untap with Ancient Tomb. That's crazy. I wonder if that means they drew Consign. Oh, they're cantrip in here. That is going to flip Tamio. So they can rebuy the Consign, like, straight away. That's okay. We can eventually Okay, they don't rebuy it. They oh maybe they can't rebuy it. No, yeah, never mind. This is -3. I thought you could rebuy it straight away. No, but you need to +2. All right. Well, let's activate this bad boy and draw 2 cards. Okay. So how big can we go here? Probably not very big, but the option is at least there right now to put a bunch of Storm on the stack. And we do need to find a way to beat the Consign. Okay, so they put back Consign in memory, which means we could try to do something now, but I just don't think we have the resources. We need 6 mana to cast both of these spells. That's not necessarily a problem. We can like cast the 2 rituals, but we can't also cast Brainstorm because we're bottlenecked on blue mana, and that only gets us to like 5 poison counters. No, I guess what 6 poison counters. No, only 5 because we can't cast the Brainstorm. So I think we just we have to let this happen and accept that we're not under any immediate pressure, and then eventually hope to find a discard spell or a Flusterstorm I kept in a Flusterstorm, I do believe. Yeah. So let's see. Wow, like having your own consign to battle their consign is kind of hot. It's a counterbalance. Wow, that's rude. Okay, let's cast this prologue to Phyrexia. I don't think there's any world where we can go off knowing that they have the consign right now. We can't get enough blue mana. They would be able to put 3 consigns on the stack. So I would need to draw that so insanely, like so many cards. I'm just going to cast the prologue here. Yep, you got it. And that's wastelanded. Okay. Counterbalance is a problem. I'm gonna fetch Undercity Sewers as I'm about to put a wasteable target into play anyways. Let's get this Surveil going. Dark Ritual. Guess I'll leave that on top. I wonder if it's worth like testing the waters right now. So if we draw right now, we already made our land drop, so the only reason we would want to draw right now is if we were to hit a Thoughtseize or a Duress. Like, and right now they only have the 2, like, so they could replicate it once. That counterbalance is such a beating, I think. Like, we are pretty reliant on 1-drops here. I'm gonna pass and then draw on their turn. Also, they don't know the top card of their deck. So it would be a blind flip. Like, if they have a land there, that would be amazing. Like, if at any point in time there's a land on top of their deck, we can cast any spell in our deck. If they just plus Tamiyo, are we going to do anything else here? Another Wasteland, get out of here. So they are passing, it seems. I'm going to draw here. Let's see if they have, like, Bowmasters. They do not. Wow, Harbinger looking kind of sad. Okay, I'm gonna cast a Brainstorm here. We'll see what's going on over there. They have a land on top, and no immediate way to shuffle here. Okay, this might actually be go time. Oh, but if they have a Daze, I'm thinking about casting this Intuition. Okay, let's put back, I think, Lord Revealed would also not be terrible just to draw to have a land drop, but I'm gonna put back Harbinger for sure, and then probably Consider, and then I'm going to cast Intuition. Oh, hang on. Let's cast this. Target them. You're on the. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, it resolved. Okay, cool. So let's see here. Duress, Thoughtseize, and Flusterstorm is what I'm thinking. That's one thing I haven't played with Intuition in a long time. I'm surprised that it doesn't ask you to confirm your choice. If you click on the third card at any point, you're screwed. Um, okay, so let's see here. Can we make it happen? They have more than one. I guess more than one consign doesn't really matter. I suppose it could in terms of like beating Flusterstorm. But I am very happy about this Flooded Strand that was revealed. But I guess the key issue here is, so what's this? Something's happening on my upkeep. Maybe they're like cycling a Lorne Reveal or something to shuffle. They're casting a Brainstorm. Okay, so I'm gonna go now. It means one less card, but they're also adding a storm to the thing. It also means one less land. Oh, I guess I can't. No, I can. I can. Never mind. Let's see. So that's storm one. If I should start loading up rituals here, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4 rituals. That's storm 5. Um, so that's like not even close to being enough. That's upsetting. Um, maybe I brainstorm in response here. Is that the best use? Hang on. Is there any other use of my 1 blue mana? Yeah, the problem is like if I had one more blue mana, I could brainstorm into another copy of Radstorm. I'm gonna have so much mana that that's not gonna be an issue. Let's cast this brainstorm. We can shuffle with the Lorne revealed, so that's nice. So brainstorm resolves another ritual. So it's storm 2. 3 dark rituals is storm 5. The fifth ritual is or the fourth ritual is storm 6. Radstorm is storm 7, and that would leave them with 8 poison counters. And then I do actually have. Oh no, never mind. It's all fuck me. Yeah, me using the blue mana here means it's not gonna be go time. All right, let's think here. Let's get rid once again of uh, the Harbinger, and let's get rid of. I guess I don't know what is it. I want the Lord Reveal to get a land here. Shuffle. So maybe like a Brainstorm. Blue mana is going to be tight anyways. Oh, there was an Inquiry. I didn't even see that. And another Ritual? It doesn't matter though. Let's just for funsies see here. So if they were to somehow not put a 1-drop on top, and then I cast all these rituals, so it would be Storm, Dark Ritual 1 is 3, 2 is 4, 3 is 5, Cabal Ritual 1 is 6, Cabal Ritual 2 is 7. And then Radstorm 8, that's the one short. The issue here, of course, is that I'm going to be just like massively discarding. I wonder what they put on top here. Probably a 1-drop. But then who knows? I think I'm going to shuffle here and get a fresh card off my draw step. Kind of sucks to have burnt all of this storm here. Okay, so we take a draw step. What is it? It's a polluted delta. I think I cycle this prologue right now. I guess we'll get to see if it's a 2 they have on top. It is not. What a shock. Okay, that yielded another ritual. So, I mean, I could save a hand that is Radstorm, a million rituals, and the Flusterstorm. I think I'd probably also want another land. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with the Flusterstorm, 9 with the land. So I'm gonna pass. And next time I'm taking a lot of damage from Ring. Okay, let's discard this Polluted Delta and this Inquiry and this I guess Prologue. And I guess like one of the Dark Rituals, because I think they have 1-drop on top. Maybe like one of each of the rituals. We're gonna be like drawing 5 cards next turn or next time. It's funny. I think I'm gonna lose to the Ring before I lose to anything they put on. I guess if they put a creature onto the battlefield right now, that might have like speed things up. And they are killing their Tamiyo to get another Brainstorm. To rebuy the Brainstorm. They know the next card that's on top of their deck. Now they have a Flooded Strand. That's also very nice to be able to like get a shuffle if what they have is not good. In any case, the turn I'm getting now is the last turn I'll be getting because Ring, like unless I guess I get another Ring, because I'll take 4 and then like if I don't draw anything with the Ring, I just take another 4 and then I'm at 1. I can't fetch, or I draw 5 cards. At which point, if I let them have or get another turn, I'll lose to the Ring. They put a card on top of their library. That's unfortunate. Drown in the Lock. Okay, I'm gonna pass. And then I guess I will basically if they put any spell on the stack, I'll just instantly go. But right now they're drawing the card that they left on top that they, obviously liked. That was a card. Was that the card they already knew about? Okay, we're in their main phase. I think if I'm them, I'm just passing the turn here, because if they get to cast Brainstorm first, that's really good. What I feel like doing here is casting a Dark Ritual. And then if they Brainstorm in response, then I activate Ring. Yeah, they probably have just another 1-drop on top. So I need at least 2 untapped blue mana at any point here to be able to cast. Okay, oh, it's a land. How about that? We got lucky. All right, let's cast all these rituals while they are castable. Okay, is this when they Brainstorm? I really want them to cast a spell. Ideally, several spells. Okay, I think I respond with Cabal Ritual here. If they then Force of Will this or something else, I think I have to respond with a second Cabal Ritual. Okay, we have a Cabal Ritual. I'm going to cast the other Cabal Ritual. Right now, I am so golden on blue mana, and there is, I believe, another fetchable island in the deck. And I'm going to tap the Ring right now. Okay, so let's see here. How's this math going to work? I don't think Consign to Memory with Replicate can beat Flusterstorm. And we can pitch counter with Force. Okay, I'm going to fetch right now. I want to be sure I'm not messing this up. Also, my clock is just horrendous. I'm going to lose on time if there's a game 3. I think I need to really speed it up here. Okay. So I think probably Storm is going to be enough here. Is it considered worth it? I think I'm actually going to counter this Brainstorm. Counter target spell with one of my blue and one of my mini black. We need to cast one more spell right now. Drown the Lock has countered Brainstorm. Dark Ritual resolves. And I think I have to probably be sure and cast, like, I'm going to cast another cantrip here. Oh no, that should definitely have been a prologue. That would have been double storm because I have all this black mana floating. I can't do that now. Uh, oh, Radstorm. Is that even better? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna cast this, and hopefully they will replicate. Oh no, my clock. This is also like a terrible sync for time because you have to do it like one each copy you have to target manually. You can't say like all the same targets. Now they have to replicate, like do the consign to memory thing. So my opponent is pausing for a long time here. I'm really curious what's in their hand. They obviously have the one consign. They could like consign and replicate once and then think I'm going to Flusterstorm and then they have another consign. I think that gets me because they can consign twice with replicate one each time. Okay, they're doing something here. Consign to memory with replicate. That happens. And then my Radstorm resolves, I think. I target them and hit done. And then if they have another consign, they can't replicate, and then I can force of will it. So not sure what if they have a Flusterstorm here, then I'm dead to that. But I don't expect them to have that. They did leave up one blue mana for something. Okay, so if they have force and then their last card is also like consign or another force. Oh, hang on. That's fine. You can force of will. It doesn't matter. Okay, now we do the clicking. Okay, this is really a bummer that we're going to lose on the clock, but at least this kind of served as a little bit of a proof of concept, this one game. We had to get lucky with that. Okay, they concede. I guess they didn't concede. They got the 10 poison counters, and then like that instantly ends the game. My opponent wasn't a nice person and conceded to save me the time. That's fine. Unfortunately, I don't really see that there's a lot I can do to speed things up here. Even like any combo turn, I think is going to be a massive, like a massive investment in time. I think the Harbingers are going out again, and I'm probably bringing in the 2 Force of Wills I took out. Force of Will ended up being super relevant, and or rather it didn't, but if they had had another like consign there instead of the Force of Will, it would have been. Okay, I'm gonna try to play fast here. This is a keep because I don't have time, and I really have a very vulnerable mana situation. Tamiyo. Land. Yes, please. Okay. Dark Ritual. Not Dark Ritual. Swamp. Thoughtseize. Force of Negation. Psychic Frog. Force of Will. I think I take the Force. I should have taken the Force of Will. That was dumb. I maybe should have taken the. They have one unknown. Okay, I'm gonna play this, and I'm going to cast Prologue on their up. I'm gonna cast Raskus Fall here. Let's just get non-basics. It is an instant, but I'm casting this while they're tapped out. They daze here, that kind of blows. I'm not gonna fight over it. Okay, they lose the Tamiyo and get a poison counter. Start dumping things to the frog to grow it. Makes sense. Draw with the clue. Oh, Wasteland. It's funny. Built this deck with lots of basics and still losing pretty hard to Wasteland. I take 4. They have Force blue card and 1 unknown. There is Radstorm. How about Dark Ritual and the One Ring? Let's put back Flusterstorm and I think Force of Will. And I think I give them another salvo here of Prologue. Gotta get those chip shots away. We don't have a lot of time here. They can put me dead on their next combat step, like in the next turn, so don't have high hopes for this to work. And put me to 2 right now, but I don't think they're going to do that. That's going to cost them all the cards in their hand. I think another Wasteland here and I'm dead. And maybe getting rid of the Force of Will was a mistake, because if I do actually draw the One Ring right now, that would meaningfully change the game, and I can't like force that through. Okay, her hand is all spells. So I'm gonna cast a Brainstorm here. Araskas Fall. I mean, they're just gonna Force of Will that and kill me if I cast it. This was turn 5. I already made my land drop, so let's get rid of the land. Yeah, I think that was sort of the end of the line here. I guess I can Brainstorm for one last look at like Dark Rituals and shit. Or even like a Force of Will right now lets me Raskus Fall this frog. That's not it. Alright, GG's opponent. Yeah, just didn't have enough time or life points to work with. Wow, what a crazy game 1, huh? Or round 1. Ugh, I feel drained. Alright, 0-1, let's go for round number 2. Alrighty, on the play once more for round number 2. I think I really need to speed up playing this deck. Yeah, let's try this. Seems reasonable. Kind of soft to Wasteland again, because I have to basically get an Underground Sea, I think, because Lauren Real doesn't get Swamp, Misty Rainforest doesn't get Swamp. But that's still okay. We can like hold up, Drown the Lock on our next turn, and if we don't have if we don't need to cast it, we can like end up turn Prologue. Oh, basic Swamp, Thoughtseize. I don't know. I think I'm. Oh, if I Force of Negation this, I would pitch the Drown, and then I just get like Thoughtseize next turn. I'm gonna cry, but I think I'm gonna do that because I kind of have my combo here. All right, let's get another Underground Sea. Dark Ritual, I mean, yeah, it's starting to look interesting. Badlands. Oh, is this Reanimator? So they have many more discard spells than that one Thoughtseize. Uh-oh. Dark Ritual. It could be Storm? Waste Not. Oh no. Okay, am I getting discarded? Yeah. I think I'm gonna cast this Prologue just to get the beats going. What is this? Waste Not. I've not seen this in a hot minute. Okay. So I guess they probably take the Radstorm here. I think I would. And then what happens? They get 2 mana. No, that's if they take it. They can. No, they can't take a land card here. Okay, so they draw a card. Wow, that's so nice. Okay, but they're passing, and they took the Dark Ritual. Interesting. Okay. I'm guessing there's more discard coming my way. Yowzes. I think maybe I should have played the Ancient Tomb to just be able to cast Radstorm. Like hard casted. But I played the Pluto Delta to be able to cast a or fetch the thing. What's this? Starscream. Which one is entering? Okay. Flying Menace Haste. Whenever Starscream deals combat damage, if there is no Monarch, that player becomes the Monarch. Deals what? Whenever Starscream deals combat damage to a player, if there is no Monarch, that player becomes Monarch. Whenever you become the monarch, convert Starscream. How does this make sense? Am I misreading this? Whenever this thing deals combat damage to a player, if there is no monarch, that player becomes the monarch. So if it attacks me, I become the monarch? I don't get that. Whenever, and the flip side is oh, so that means they cast it for the converted cost, I guess. I don't understand the rules of this game anymore. More than meets the eye. Black 2. You may cast this card for converted black 2. Whenever you draw a card, if you're the monarch, target player loses 2 life. Whenever one of our creatures deal combat damage, you convert to Starscream. Okay, whatever. So this is a creature. It's also a vehicle. It has haste. It doesn't need to be crewed. Living metal. Okay. Fine. So now it deals combat damage to me. I'm expecting to become the monarch. Hey, I became the monarch. What's going on? But then I guess they become the monarch next turn. I am just incredibly confused. I don't get the monarchy trigger until the end of my turn, I guess. That's good, but... And I will pass and draw a card. Little do they know that I operate pretty well at instant speed. Why didn't I... Oh, I did. I did draw a card. Never mind. It's like, why didn't I draw a card? So now they become the monarch. Tomb of Urami. So they can make this into a creature and attack for lots of damage. What's my best draw here? Probably another copy of Radstorm. Now they are the monarch. Now it became... whenever you draw a card, if you're the monarch. Yeah, okay, so I'm about to lose 2 life. So, rapidly running out of life totals. This can... Oh, this can make a 5/5 by sacking all their lands next turn. They need 1 more mana, though. They'll probably get it. Radstorm. It's not Radstorm. Okay, pass. And am I dead here? They deal me 2. They can deal me 7, and then I take another 2. So I'm not immediately dead here. Bowmasters. Fortunately, this doesn't really change things. This 1 extra storm. Yeah, we need a lot of help, which doesn't seem to be forthcoming. I guess intuition, does that get us there? We have right now 6 mana, 8, 10, 13 intuition. Yeah, intuition would get us there if we're still alive. I'm about to take 4. And then I take another 2 at the end of turn, so I'm at 3. And then Ancient Tomb takes me down to 1. So I can't draw any cards if I want to use the Ancient Tomb mana. Intuition or Radstorm, please. God damn it. Yeah. That just was a non-game here, getting completely worked over by this. How many times was I? They cast 2 Thoughtseizes, and I yeah. If I don't force of negation there, I don't know. So, what if anything do we want here? Honestly, I'm not sure. I guess the Raskus Fall, maybe. Could be cards we would be interested in. So expensive on mana here. I actually think I'm just going to resubmit. Maybe I want an Otawara instead of a basic island. Just to actually have something that bounces something in case they were to play something like a Dampening Sphere or something that I didn't force. Let's see if we can do one better here. Ugh. Have to mulligan this. So close. Okay, we'll keep this. Let's keep this and bottom the Misty Rainforest. Opponent also on the mulligan. I'm not sure if this deck maybe needs 4 the One Ring instead of 3. Alright, let's oh, hang on. They showed me Dark Ritual, right? They're probably running Opposition Agent. I'm just gonna fetch this basic island here. I can. And I'm not fetching, like, they didn't show us Wasteland, so even if they're on a Wasteland deck, I still want basic island because I want, or at least I don't want Undercity Sewers because I want to be able to. Dark Ritual. Okay. This is Waste Not into Thoughtseize. I should have brainstormed. Look at, yeah. They are going to have an Orcish Bowmasters here, aren't they? Alright, I'm gonna let this resolve. They probably take my brainstorm, but maybe not. They did. Okay. And Waste Not. Interesting order that happened in. Maybe they were just like really worried that I would like the open mana would mean I had like Spell Pierce or something. I didn't, but look at this. Alright. I am gonna get Underground Sea. Maybe I should have gotten one before. I think having like all possible lands being able to make blue mana is just like really important. Okay, so we have a ring, and now we have Force of Will, which is nice in case they have Bowmasters. They can't discard us this turn. Are they? Because of Waste Not. I see what you're doing, opponent. So if I discard these 3 cards, they get to draw cards. I think I'm gonna pass on that one, friendo. Wow, that's a pretty sweet deck. Burning Inquiry, Waste Not. Okay, so even if they have now Dark Ritual plus Bowmaster or into Bowmasters, we can drown it. That's nice. Not really sure. I think I'm playing out Underground Sea and just not taking any damage I don't have to off of this Ancient Tomb. Okay. Raucous Theater. Put a card on top. Is this where we intuition? Ugh, I don't know. Maybe I save it. Like, we're missing both A and B right now. Okay, so we can draw. That extra ring is pretty nice. So I can leave up Drown plus Intuition, or I can just Thought or Duress them right now and then have Drown up. I think I like that more. Ha, 2 lands. Okay. I think I'm probably going to drown almost anything they play here, but we'll see. I think I intuition. No, I think I wait. I'm not going to intuition yet. I think I will draw here. And there's a land, so that's nice. And I think I cast the second ring here. I'm going to keep the new ring. And then I'm going to move to discard, and I'm going to discard this Force of Negation. Oh, they get to draw a card because of Waste Not. That's pretty nice. Maybe I should have drawn on their upkeep. I'll just draw it now. Yeah, like in case they drew Bowmasters. Oh, look at that, Radstorm. So we're almost there. Enters play tapped land. That's annoying. So let's see here. We can so they can sack all their lands and get a 5/5, which would then take us to 5, and we take 2 more from the ring, so we would be a 3. I think I am going to hold off one more turn. Play this. And this is not going to matter because I'm going to be intuitioning. So do we want to swamp the deck? No. Okay, I'm going to pass. let's see if they do the thing. Maybe, hang on. Maybe I should just count real quick. Like right now, I have 2, 4, 6 mana producing lands, or like mana from lands. That becomes 8 with a Dark Ritual, 10 with a Dark Ritual, 13 with a Cabal Ritual. Then I cast an Intuition. That would be Storm 4. That gets 3 Prologues. So I would have 10 mana left. I would use the 2 Intuition, the thing, and that's Storm 5. And then I'm sort of not quite there yet. So yeah, I'm just going to pass here. They have to act now with the tomb if they want to. Okay, I guess I just get rid of, I don't know. I actually think I get rid of Force of Will here. So that means they get to draw a card. That's really nice for them. But then, like, we have Drown in the Lock. And if they were to, like, put a spell in the stack here, I might even just be tempted to go. There's a Sheoldred. Well, let's draw a couple of cards. That's a sorcery. So I guess I think that's fine. We'll go to 8, then we'll go to 6. I mean, I could also just Drown the Locker, but we'll be at 4 from that. And another Waste Not, sure. Doesn't change anything right now. So I'm gonna Intuition at EOT. And I think probably I probably need to actually tap Ancient Tomb here, because if they are sitting on a Surgical Extraction, then, well, no, I guess if they are, then I can tap the Ancient Tomb, because I can just cast the Prologue in my hand. Yeah, let's. Well, that doesn't matter though, does it? So if I tap Ancient Tomb now, I go to 8. Then it's my turn. I take 2 from the ring. I go to 6. I draw. With Sheoldred, I go to 4. And then I take 2. I'm at 2. Actually, you know what? I think I would rather be able to cast Drown the Lock right now during this whole thing. Okay, so where is it? Prologue. And Prologue. I also, actually, you know what? I probably need to. I don't even need to take any damage from Sheoldred unless I draw a land and I specifically want to play it. Do I want to play this Prologue right now? It's going to cost me a Storm. No, I think I'll wait, because that's also a cantrip, so that's also a damage I take from Sheoldred. I take my 4, or my 2, I go to 4. There is a pause here in my draw step. I'm not sure what for. Here we go. Let's start casting some Dark Rituals. Double Mindbreak Trap gets me here, I guess. Let's cast this Infectious. Duh, with this in hand, I didn't even need the Prologue. I was just... What just happened? Does this draw me... What the fuck? No! Ha! This is the thing. Oh, I had it in my head that this was to sack a creature. I'm just a complete moron rat. But good thing is, we can do all the things we want to do because everything is at instant speed. Wow, this is a fun sort of axis. Okay, so they are taking that. Do I care? They already have the counter. No, that's fine. It sort of does the same thing now. So they are super dead here. We have plenty of Storm, and we can even Intuition for the remaining 3 Radstorms. Alright, so we draw 2 cards. Another 2 shoulder triggers on the stack. We even drew another copy of Radstorm, so we don't need to... Okay, so that's 7. I guess I'll peek at their hand, just to see what the last card is. It's a Chrome Mox, okay. And then we cast a copy, or we put Radstorm on the stack. All right, cool. That again took me a very long time talking and thinking through the lines here. I'm sorry if this is a bit of a bummer to watch. I hope it's not. Okay, so they have Shieldred. They probably, I think we want these two. Um, and probably we want them more than we want this. I'm not upset that I had the Force of Negation there. Maybe we can cut like one Cabal Ritual instead and leave one of the draw twos in here. Wow, what a punt that I cast this completely thinking in my head it was this card. And I was like, wait, what's happening? Why are there shoulder triggers on this deck? So I think I keep this, but I have concerns. My opponent kept 7 as well. I'm almost tempted to like Force of Will a Dark Ritual here, but something tells me I'm not going to recover from that. Unmask, targeting me. Yep, you got it. I'm kind of expecting my Force of Will to go here, but who knows. Starscream was... I honestly, I don't know how I feel about these. Let me know in the comments what you think about the whole like Universes Beyond or whatever it's called. I'm even getting lost, losing track of what is what here. Okay, wow, okay. They took Consider, that's interesting. And then they just Surveil. I think I'm almost tempted to just go like Dark Ritual into Inquiry here. Get the party started with the poison counters, and they didn't take Duress, which leaves me to believe they don't have a non-creature like threat in their deck or in their hand. Okay, let's draw 2 cards, and they get a poison counter. Okay, we have double force here, but didn't find the second land, which somewhat concerns me. Oh, and here's a wasteland in game 3, you scoundrel. Thoughtseize. Sure. They can't take me off force here, so at least I have the like I have the what's the word in English? The I have my guards up. I forget the word I'm looking for. My defenses are up for one more turn. They take a force will. Oh, they probably have surgical then. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lose 2 cards here from my hand instead of 1 card from my hand. So now it remains to be seen what's going to happen here. They have 2 cards in hand. They have to wasteland me, right? Yeah, okay. So let's get lucky. That's not a land. Damn. There's their second land. This is Bowmasters, maybe? Yeah. Oof, this feels tough, right? I have to just basically naturally draw running lands here. Each time I decide to cantrip, if I do find 1 land, it's not looking good. Okay, well there is a land at least. I think I'm gonna consider on their turn after combat. Let's see, I'll be at 12 from the combat, 11 from the fetch land, 10 from the cantrip, and then they have 3 power, so I'll be at 7 next turn. So kind of running out of time here. Do I respect more wastelands? I think I don't, which is probably a mistake, but I think I need to be able to like produce lands or mana of both colors. Okay, I found another land. I think a ring here is rapidly becoming my only sort of the only real thing I can hope to achieve. What happens here if I take 3, I'm at 7, I'm at 6 from the Misty. If I cast Prologue, then I'm at 5. And then they have 4 power next turn. Oh. And this just means they become the Monarch too. This has haste. Gross. No, hang on, I become the Monarch, right? But that means I draw a card. Yada yada yada. I think I just let this happen. I could Prologue and see if I hit Force of Will, but then not sure if that really makes that much of a difference. I think it is not gonna really matter because of what's gonna happen here. Because what hope do I have? I guess like Prologue draws me land, and then like land. I think that it has to involve the One Ring right now. That's not good. Vraska's Fall. So where does this leave us? Right, we can cast, like we can go to the end of turn. We get to draw a card. I guess we have to do that. We draw a Brainstorm, and then so what happens? We cast Brainstorm into Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, another Radstorm. Would that do it? That would be Brainstorm 1, Dark Ritual 2, Cabal Ritual 3, Radstorm 1. And yeah, that would actually do it. So I think we fetch here just a thin. It's not gonna matter. Come on, Brainstorm. Nope. All right, GG's. All right. I mean, we were drawing live with that, I think. All right. Well, off to the somewhat expected but still dreaded 0-2 start. Let's go for round number 3. All right. On the play for round number 3. It's not helped us so far. We've been on the play in each round. Yeah. Let's try this again. I don't hate this. It basically just means we start the game with our opponent at one poison. Dark Ritual into Infectious Inquiry. All right, I'm going to fetch basic Swamp here, or am I? No, I'm going to fetch Underground Sea. It feels like maybe the basic Swamp is even like a trap. It's supposed to just be like another Underground Sea or another island. Here the opponent's probably going, oh no, Dark Ritual, and then, oh, who cares? I'll take that deal. I was gonna say, like, if the opponent Force of Wills here, like, would I force back? It kind of feels not great. Okay, another blue deck. I'm gonna cast Brainstorm here. Hopefully hit a fetch land, and if not, the Undercity Sewers can at least mean we're not, like, super Brainstorm locked. Okay, but we do hit that. Excellent. I want all these cards. I think I want to just like redraw the Misty, and then we can fetch away next turn. Double basic island. This seems like that would only happen in either a control or a high tide deck. Flusterstorm doesn't work here. Spell Pierce doesn't work. Okay, there's a Brainstorm in response. So they're gonna hide information and or probably the best cards as well. Daze, Stifle. Okay, this is Beanstalk, huh? I think I probably take the Stifle here. Yeah. Wow, that's quite the hand though. They left Hedge Maze in hand. I wonder what that means. Also not sure if I want to... You know what? I think I want to do something here. I want to cast Prologue. So they already have a poison counter, so this resolving is not like paramount. But if they want to daze right now, they are like going behind on lands. What does this consider in their hand? Why is there a consider in the opponent's deck? I would prefer this not to get dazed, I think, because I would prefer to like get the cantrip. But daze is also like an annoying card because we are like our combo turns at least prior to like turn 4 or 5 or even 6 is a little bit like a bottleneck, especially when the cards in our hand, the rituals in our hand are Cabal and not Dark. Okay, so Daze is gone. We're sitting on like 3-to-1 land drops here, which is nice for us. And okay, they consider, so they probably get rid of no, they like what they saw or what they had there. Maybe like the consider is just there to like turbo up Murktides. And I draw the sewers. I just shuffled away. How rude. Let's get rid of sewers and I guess basic swamp. I think I guess it's not gonna matter that much, but I probably fetch on their upkeep in case they hit a stifle. Them stifling this land would be pretty brutal. Okay, I don't think they have the stifle, but I am gonna play around it. Yeah, not because I like being on 3 lands versus 4 is necessarily the be all end all, but like not shuffling there would have been pretty bad. Okay, Radstorm. I'll take it. Okay, so they got like Thoughtscour, milled a Thoughtscour in a Daze. So this is the last sort of peaceful turn, I think, where they were going to play the Beanstalk here, I would imagine. You'd also have to imagine they have Wastelands in this deck, by the way, just for anyone keeping up at home. Yeah, and then next turn they are going to cast a Murktide, which I then will have to probably force. We'll see. I could probably also wait. Like the Murktide they cast now. Could it be lethal next turn because then they cast a second one? It's not impossible, especially if they have like another Thoughtscour Consider effect here. So now they have 8 cards in the graveyard. Alright, so it is going to be an 8/8, and if they can then get like 5 more instants or sorceries out of their graveyard, at which they would need to cast 2 next turn, which is certainly not out of the question. But then they need to cast spells next turn, which is in our interest here. Ooh, the One Ring. So they already milled over 2 copies of Daze. I'm definitely going to cast this. Or not mill over, but like they've used 2 Dazes. If they have a 3rd Daze here, that's going to be rough. I think I probably have to. Okay, there's a Brainstorm. I think I probably have to force if they have interaction here, just because now I can't do anything on their turn because I'm tapped out. Yeah, I think our chance of winning this game 1 relies on this ring resolving, and if it doesn't resolve, or even if I have to use Force of Will, which I have to. Let's see if they drew another force or blue card or whatever they might have been needing. Well, there's certainly a pause here. Oh wow. They have a Brainstorm here or any cantrip. Oh, hang on. Target player. Yeah, okay, they're targeting me. And then I'm dead. Yeah. It's funny, if I had led on Cabal Ritual into the ring, I think we win there. I didn't think about that. I think that's an interesting sort of like thing to at least consider. Like they had like, yeah, I guess it depends on like, then if they don't have anything, then I just burn 2 Storm. Okay. They showed us 2 basic islands, so probably Harbinger is not what we want here. Where were we on the consigned to memory there? Consigned to memory? I think it's probably. That is pretty cool because it counters the trigger, so it's not like you need to counter each copy. It counters the fact that there is a copy. Um, so maybe like one consign instead of one force of negation. Anything else that seems worthwhile? Each opponent sacrifice a creature. Yeah, that's also kind of nice versus the Murktide shenanigans. I'll probably board out the 2 inquiries here. Damn. Yeah, I wish I had led on Cabal Ritual now, but it's always like hindsight is 2020 and all that. So I don't think I've won any of my game ones yet, in spite of being on the play. This seems like okay. I think I just fetch basic island and pass, and then I'll peek on the end of their turn, I think. Just like if they're a ponder deck, if they just go, like, if I peek on their draw step, and then they have a ponder and an island, and then I'd rather just get more information, if that makes sense. The peek is also, I guess, an oddball. It could have been considered number 4. I just thought it's a decent effect, and can build storm and all that jazz. So yeah, they probably only play like 1 or 2 stifles, but we don't know, so we kind of have to respect it, which is, I guess, the power of stifle in that kind of deck. For once, an opponent has used up more of their clock than me. That's nice in this league here. Okay, they just go land pass. So I'm gonna peek here. This is definitely, like, I think worth a daze. Like, worth it for me if they daze us, is what I mean. Okay, they have a misdirection. Wow, that's so cool. This can't misdirect any of the things we're doing because it doesn't target. Like, Prologue says each opponent, and the same is true for Radstorm. But cool. No creature in their hand, but like a lot of interaction and a beanstalk to, as soon as they hit land number 2, get going. You know what else can't be misdirected? It's duress. And I am going to target that with duress, and likely I will take the beanstalk. I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to take force. I don't know, what do we do here, team? I guess we take the force, actually. The beanstalk right now doesn't have anything to trigger it, and they don't have the mana. They're obviously gonna fire off. They have these 4 like kind of meh cantrips, kind of like the ones we're playing. So they consider here, so that gives them the most looks. They left a card on top, which is then I think obviously a land. Yep. All right. So we have perfect information. I guess we don't, rather, because they consider drew the land, I guess, and then they do it. No, never mind. So the card they drew for their turn and the card that Beanstalk cantripped into, we don't know. Yikes. This is no bueno. They can use this misdirection defensively if I were to, like, try and drown the lock. Something on the stack here. Another Beanstalk. Okay. We take the turn. We draw consider. I'm going to use that right now. Love to find the 1 ring here. I'm not going to take Thoughtseize. They can 2 for 1, which wouldn't even be a 2 for 1. It's a 1 for 1. Actually, they would draw a card off of it. Oh, hang on. Can't cast that. I'm going to cycle this and get, I guess, Undercity Sewers. Opens us up to Wasteland, but we're not doing anything else this turn with our mana, and this lets us surveil, so kind of happy with this. And I think I put this island into the graveyard. We're really just like desperately trying to find some action here. And I mean, once we find, like, once if they put a creature into play, we can drown it, and they can't misdirect it if there are no other creatures in play. That's at least nice. Thoughtseize mills over Brainstorm and Stifle. We know 3 of their 8 cards in hand. Okay. So they made their land drop, and they're just passing. Jeez, I'm gonna like have to move to discard next turn. That's like really not great. And we kind of can't like counter any spell here because of the misdirection. Yeah, not feeling good about this game. They like what they would consider found, so if this is Wasteland, that's kind of bad. If it's a creature, okay. Is this Get Back Stifle maybe? Oh, Get Back Force of Will, okay. Third Beanstalk, lovely. Yeah, basically not beating this, I don't think. Oh, this is Murktide. Draw 3. Easy. And, I mean, I can't... I'm just gonna have to, like, let this come into play. There's absolutely no way I can counter this. They have to put 2 cards in the graveyard now. If they end up putting, like, another 3, I can drown it. But, I mean, then they have the force that also just, like, draws them 3. I think we need a way to get poison counters on them, like, right now. Now, this is a pretty fun deck. Like, just Beanstalk, big delve spells, and, like, just all the ways to get shit into the graveyard. This is another Murktide that grows it with 2, so it's a 10-10 now. And casually draw 3 cards. Oh my god, we're just getting just completely annihilated here. Yeah. Alright, how does this not end up with them beating us? It's like a Brainstorm that draws us into double Radstorm. Yeah, that's not it. GG's. Alright. 0-3. Let's go for round number 4. Alright, on the play for round number 4. 4 consecutive die roll wins. This is against Tony Scapone, so probably a combo deck. I mean, I'll take turn 1 the One Ring, I guess. And we'll see what we're up against. If I had to guess, like in the blind, I would think that Tony Scapone is playing some sort of Ruby Storm or the Epic Gamble or whatever. I'm a little bit unsure about the different sort of names there. Alrighty. I guess we fetch Underground Sea here and then just see if Tony is on a Force of Will deck today. Okay, the ring is in. Can we draw a discard spell? No, but that is not bad. Ancient Tomb. Okay, Ruby Medallion. Okay. Alright, so we take 1 from the ring and draw Force of Will. Okay, so we're basically drawing perfects here versus the other combo deck. Infectious Inquiry is not bad, I guess. We're just going to pass and leave up Force plus either Drown or Fluster. So we have to concern ourselves about Defense Grid here. Seething Song. Storm is 1. I think I'm going to let that resolve. If they just have Galvanic Relay naturally here, then I'm going to be sad. This guy costs 1 less when you recast during turn. Flip a coin. If you lose, flip. Deals 1 damage to you. If you win, may exile, return. And then they get this saying until cost one less. Draw a card if you control the permanent. I mean, damn, but I guess I'm gonna force Ral here. I guess I don't know. Like, do I drown in the lock Ral? That means I don't have Fluster up. So if they just finish off with like, well, I guess then they can do whatever they want. I think I'm gonna counter him. Not sure how well this is gonna go. 2 cards in the hand. What will it be? Ren's Resolve. Okay. What gets exiled? Oof, bonus round? No. Rite of Flame? Can't be good. I guess it depends on what their last card is. Let's see. If their last card is anything that has any text, like that draws cards or like Storm or whatever, then we're in trouble. If not, then at least we'll probably get like one more turn. Alright. Tony is casting the Rite of Flame. That can't be good. Burning Wish. And is this Galvanic Relay or Empty the Warrens? Because bonus round gets like it leaves 1 untapped red mana or one floating red mana. I think I probably would need like another ring next turn to not lose if this is Galvanic Relay. I guess the same is true if it's Empty the Warrens. Yeah, there it is. Let's go Goblins. Go Goblins. We're at 15. We draw 3 here. We cast a Brainstorm. And we probably concede here, but I'm going to get rid of the Flusterstorm in this. I mean, I can fetch and cast another Brainstorm, and if there is like a ritual and a ring, then we live to fight another day. But there was not. Okay, let's concede. I don't think I put anything on the stack there that gives away what we're doing. Okay. Let's see. So, Consign to Memory is okay. Force of Negation is also fine. I'm not sure it's worth bringing Echoing Truth just for the sake of goblins. I guess a Hydroblast is a fine 1-for-1 trade here. Let's get rid of the Peak. And I guess maybe like a Consider. Fuck it, let's get rid of all the Considers. I think I would rather have the Infectious Inquiry. Maybe it's correct to cut a land here, but again, like I'm unsure about the whole land situation. It's not really been performing. We are also heading swiftly towards the dreaded 05, but we'll see. See if we can find a match win somewhere. Yeah, this is okay. This is this just loses pretty hard to defense grid, but then again, Consign to Memory can just like kill the defense grid. I think that's fine. I'm gonna lead off on Verdant Catacombs. If nothing happens, I think I want to fetch Undercity Sewers. But maybe that's not true because I have Brainstorm. No, let's get the Sewers. I don't know. It didn't go so well last game when I had the 1 ring, but I think I'm gonna keep it on top. Nevertheless, that is sort of a way for us to win. I think I probably miss like played or evaluated thing there last game. Is this worth a Flusterstorm? Nah. Ral and Reckless Impulse. Let's take a draw step here. Let's cast Brainstorm. I don't know, maybe. Oh, is Ring really what we want here? Because next turn we could also like Infectious Inquiry, and that kind of gets the poison ball rolling as well. So I think maybe we put away Ring, and we put away. I kind of. Well, I guess I kind of want all of this. No, what am I saying? Ring has to be better, right? So let's put away Inquiry, and let's put away a land. And let's play the third land here and Duress. Okay. So what happens next turn? They could play the Ruby Medallion. And then we're good for like another turn. Oh gosh, I don't know. Like if they don't draw another mana source, then I think the best take here is Rite of Flame. I think I take Rite of Flame from them. And but then I'm not even sure if like taking like going for Ring next turn is that great, because then they just get to go nuts. Aw, fuck it. They drew land. I guess I just lose. Ren's Resolve, okay. This exiles what? They won the flip. This won the flip. He chooses not to use the ability, okay. So there's Past in Flames. Now do I even want to cast Ring here? I guess I can cast Ring and leave 1 mana floating. Which, yeah, I think maybe that's the plan. I cast Cabal Ritual, but I mean, next turn they can Past in Flames. Let's see here. Jessica's Will. This targets, so they can't like target me if I have Ring. Yeah, I think I go with my Cabal Ritual here. Sacrifice that on the pyres of the One Ring. And then we have Flusterstorm up to like counter something insane, like a giant Empty the Warrens or Galvanic Relay. This is one of those cards I think I need to play against a couple times to understand how it works. Like the whole, like this just gives them another discount, so they can cast like a bunch of spells now. So the static ability is great. That's why they didn't want to flip him. And this flip thing just says if you win it, you can transform it. And they did win, but they didn't want to transform. There is a Rite of Flame. Yeah. I can't like Flusterstorm this anyways. They could just pay. So Flusterstorm is not going to be a guarantee for anything, by the way, because they can quite feasibly just have so much mana floating that they can still just do whatever they want. But I guess like the Consign Memory trigger is nice. Okay, so they exile 3 cards here. That's a lot of stuff here. Bonus round, huh? And yeah, because of Past in Flames being in the equation here, they can like do all the things they want to do here. Put a Storm spell on the stack. I fluster it, or I consign to memory the trigger, and then they just flashback Past in Flames, or like cast Past in Flames and then flashback the Storm spell. So I think I probably lose here. Okay, what happens if I exile or if I counter this? It's countered, and then it costs 2 mana to flashback, right? Then they've. I think I. Oh gosh. tricky. Yeah, I think I just have to let those resolve. Have they not lost a flip yet? Oh no, they have. They've lost one. They lost two. Now they flipped it with 8 counters. Exile top-8 cards. You may cast instant sorceries without paying their mana cost. That's pretty good. How did it flip and have 8 counters? Oh, it enters with an additional loyalty counter. Okay. Okay, what gets exiled here? Not that much, but maybe probably enough. Okay, let's see here. Bonus round triggers. So they have these 2 on the stack. Past in Flames has been cast, so they can just keep on exiling stuff. Just trying to work out if there's any world where I can get away with anything here. The problem is they have a Rite of Flame already in the graveyard, so I guess not. Like one that can be past inflamed. And another bonus round. Yeah, whatever. GG's opponent. Off to the next and last round. So it is back to the wall here. Let's see if we can dodge the 05. Okay, the final round. Finally lost a die roll. I'm going to keep this hand. Let's see if we can somehow avoid disaster. Tropical Island Ponder. Oh no, my opponent is, putting together game actions. I don't think we have a shot. Choose not to shuffle. I think I'm going to duress here off of Underground Sea. Ripping the Force is not bad, especially if we can find a Dark Ritual. I feel like there has been several cases of me resolving the One Ring, drawing with it, activating it multiple times and still losing. But I'm not sure. Okay, what is this? It's a Nadu deck. You know what? I'm going to take this Force of Will. So what was the rest of the cards? Nomads and Nadu. So I think I'm going to let Nomads resolve, but it is a little bit scary if they then have something like Cavern of Souls or a Delighted Halfling. Okay, I'm going to take a risk here, but the blue count is so high, this should work. Let's get rid of a ring and... Oh, I guess I should have gotten rid of the basic swamp. Swamp. Okay. We pass. Well, they found untapped mana. I'm guessing a Nadu is forthcoming here. So we know 3 of their 4 cards. So we know they can't have Force plus blue card here. The worst thing they could have, I think, is probably another Nadu. So that means we're just doing it again next turn. Alright, let's get Undercity Sewers here. Do we want the Thoughtseize? Thoughtseize is good if they have exactly Nadu or Cephalid Illusionist in hand. And I don't believe they have Cephalid Illusionist, or they would have led on that and not played into a Daze out of what they've seen so far. I think I'm gonna bottom this or graveyard this because I want to tap out this turn for the Inquiry. Then I probably want to tap out next turn for the other thing, the ring. We do have to fade them having a combo for 2 turns at least. Oh, but we draw Force of Will. Clutch. There is Hedge Maze. They milled a card into the graveyard. It was a Meticulous Archive. And here they go, swing. And we get the turn. Let this be the hour where we draw swords together, or play the One Rings together. I don't hate that intuition either, by the way. Okay, ring is just in. We draw. Ooh, Ancient Tomb is also nice. Okay, they are flooding out, it seems. They didn't attack us because they can't. We take some damage. Ooh, second Radstorm. I love that. So much. Let's draw 2 cards here. And play Island. Do I even want to do that? I think maybe I cast the Ancient Tomb instead. And then probably I'll just pass, yeah. I could have played the second ring, but I think I would rather keep open mana just in case I can actually sort of, oops, I win here if they start casting like chaining spells on their turn. There is a Cavern. Cavern on Wizard and then like them going Illusionist, I think would be okay. Because then we can like, that will involve more spells. What's the take here? Do we intuition for a ritual here? I think so. I guess we don't need to take the damage. What's this? Is this Force of Will? That's okay. I'm not gonna lose a Radstorm over that. And we draw Force of Will, and I think we pass here, and then it's hopefully like go time on their turn. I would really like them to like put a spell on the stack. If they don't, I think I just like draw 3 and probably try and kill them on our turn. I guess Lorien is fine as a pitch blue counter, pitch card to force. So we are an effective 3 life if we want to tap that Ancient Tomb. And I think I'm just going to move to discard, and I'm going to discard the land and the One Ring. Unless they want to start casting spells. Hey, a spell. Do we care about like waiting until the end of their turn? Yeah, let's just wait. See, give them a chance to put another spell on the stack. Okay, I'm going to draw a card. Or rather, 4 cards. And I'm going to cast... I think I'm actually not going to tap the Ancient Tomb because that means I can't double force. Not that I think that's going to be an issue. And this should be lethal, right? If I go cast one that's 4 copies, they'll have 5, and the next one is 5. But we have enough blue mana floating that we could cast a Brainstorm just to be sure, and then we also still have mana to like Flusterstorm. Not that Flusterstorm is that great; they have so much untapped mana. Yeah, let's put back this land and this one ritual, and we'll cast this other ritual, and we will cast a Radstorm. Okay. Looks like they are casting something here. This is another Force of Will. And then I guess we start resolving these. Oh wait, I just misclicked. God damn it. Fortunately, it doesn't matter. But that was one they should have like another thing on them. Another poison counter. Okay. And we Radstorm again. Okay, they concede. Good sport by the opponent. Holy moly, was that a game 1 win? And we weren't on the play. That's excellent. Okay, we're up against Nadu, which is not great. I wonder if Harbinger, like they showed us all those fucking basic planes and basic island. I guess Harbinger just really doesn't do a lot if you're not up against Eldrazi or I don't know, like lands, if that deck even exists really. I feel like my sideboard has been pretty dramatically underperforming and probably misbuilt because I feel like in a lot of games I've not felt like really sideboarding, and it's kind of the same here. Is consigned to memory a thing we want? I don't think so. Do we want like Otawara instead of an island just to have something that bounces something? This can't be right that we have so little to bring in. I guess the Raskus Fall are not bad. So let's bring in those. And let's cut I don't know, like a consider and the peak. Sorry if you can hear me sniffling, by the way. I've got a little bit of a head cold coming on, I can tell. My nose is a little bit stuffed, so do apologize. Okay, I'll keep this. Opponent is down to 6. Alright. Cairn of Souls. Interesting. Shuko. Right on. So they could go like turn 2 Cephalid Illusionist. Yowzes. Well, I mean, Flusterstorm could potentially beat that if they're not playing multiple like Cabal therapies, and they don't have if they don't have like what's it called? What is it called? Memory's Journey. I'm not even sure how that like that would work though. Memory's Journey, if they can make the green mana. They like what they saw. I'm gonna fetch and cast Consider. I mean, I could have boarded in Graveyard Hate, but I feel like specifically after Nadu came out, like trying to beat the deck on that axis doesn't feel that great. I think I'm gonna take this Duress. We can like Duress and then keep up Flusterstorm on our turn. Second Duress. Now I regret immediately because having another land would be kind of important on the next turn. It's a long pause here. It's like if what they have is like Force of Will and nothing else, then they might force just to not let me know that the path is clear. Nadu gets counter or gets pitched to Force of Negation. So I could fluster this, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. Like Dress doesn't take a creature, so they're not protecting a creature. So what could they be protecting that I care about enough to take down Flusterstorm? Yeah, I guess it could be Teferi. That would be annoying, but I mean, also quite interesting if they would want to pitch. Yeah, okay. I think it's just go time. And I wouldn't expect them to cast this and then chant. So I think they were just going for this. I'm gonna just always yield to all this. There's the Dread Return. And it's interesting. There's the Memory's Journey, but they don't have green mana. So what they probably will do is... Wait, they're just passing here? That's interesting. I should have cast Consider. God damn it. I think I dress them here. What were they forcing to protect? Oh, Consign a Memory, of course. That's basically whenever a blue deck Force of Wills a discard spell, they're protecting Consign. And Consign would also have been great here because it would have like been able to counter the trigger on my Flusterstorm. Okay, they fetch. Sorry about this overlay here, but I want to have a good look at their graveyard. Okay, here we go. Alright, and I guess the Memories Journey just means they get to pull it out and put it in their deck, and then we lose on the next turn. I don't think, did I board in my consigns? I forget. I did not. Look at them. Yeah, I think in all practicality, I have no way to beat this because now they have the open green mana. That was well played on them. Waiting a turn. Oh, there's an Archimedes trigger. Always. So one Nadu is in exile. I see one in the graveyard so far. I'm kind of surprised if they played fewer than 4, but I have no real experience with like with what's going on in Breakfast World these days. There's this third Nadu. Okay, now there's an Oracle. And now they have to worry about me having me having a consigned to memory. So I'm gonna Flusterstorm this, and that's not even gonna matter because look at that. I wasn't even paying attention. They have the mana to pay for this. Yeah, never mind. I should have just conceded, not shown them the fluster. Okay. Well, and here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna board in against the graveyard combo part, and then they're just probably gonna just play a Nadu deck next turn or Nadu game. But so consign to memory seems fine. Consign to memory would have beaten them there. Stone Cold. Fairy Macabre is also, I don't know, like it's not amazing because of Memory's Journey, but it's not bad either. Doesn't use the stack. I'll cut Force of Negation. I'll cut the Flusterstorm. They can just think about me having that. And what else? These Rascus fall. No, I don't know. Maybe cut an Inquiry. And I'll cut maybe a Lorin Revealed. Is Lorin Revealed better than the second Consider? Yeah, I don't know. Also down to 24 blue cards, which is still completely fine, but lower than I had expected. Also, I should have kept an eye out for their graveyard to see if they had like any hateful creature. Okay. I kind of like this. We can go turn 1 Duress into turn 2 Inquiry off of Ancient Tomb. And we have the graveyard covered, at least for now, with Fairy. So what I'm most concerned about is them having, like, I guess, an early Nadu. Like, if their hand has Nomads plus Nadu, I'm a little bit, concerned. Chant feels dangerous. They have none of their combo. The Saga will eventually get it though. Yeah, let's get rid of the chant. Chant can just sort of like chant in response to like a ritual or something would be kind of second fairy. Alright, let's draw 2 cards and give our opponent a poison counter. And now with these fairies, like I'm just super duper hoping that they can like figure out a way to combo with Cephalid Illusionist. Okay, they countered that. That's slightly annoying. Me taking the chant makes me think that maybe they, or gives me hope that they might suspect that I am sitting on like a Flusterstorm again or something else that they can beat. Okay, they mill over a Nomads because they already have because they already have Shuko coming through the Saga. I don't know. Maybe they drew another Nomads as their card last turn. Okay. There is Ursa's Saga. And they just have a Shuko. Okay. So their hand is Brainstorm Consign plus blank. I guess I will play out this Otawara. We're almost where we could use it to mount something, but I don't hate this Rascus Fall at all. So they probably just make a construct at EOT. Let's play out the sewers, get a little bit of surveil action going. I'll take a ring, heck yes. Oh, hang on, no, they have fucking consigned memory. Well, let's hope they tap out for the second construct here, and don't have another land drop. So they have a 2/2. That's about to become a 3/3, and possibly a 4/4. Okay, I'm gonna make cast the Raskus Fall now, so that they have to sack the one with Summoning Sickness. All right, that's gone. They have a poison counter, but if they have a blue mana to put into play here, then I'm not gonna be resolving my ring, and that basically time walks me. Yeah. Oh no. They're never ever gonna not keep up consign. So what, I'm taking 5, I'll be at 10. Then I'm taking another 5. I'm at 5. So I'll be at 5. I'll be at 13 if I tap this ring. I don't know. I'm gonna cast it. It'll at least get rid of the thing, the consign. There's also a very small chance that they just value having the consign over the ring, but I can't imagine that, obviously. And I have an open mana, but I mean, I don't blame them for casting the consign here. It totally makes sense. Okay, we pass, and then what? It's the second Raskus Fall we have to pin our hopes to, or like them actually just going for Illusionist here, getting greedy. It's funny. Consign also will. No, this is an activated ability. It's not a trigger. Never mind. All right. Cast your Brainstorm, you lucky luck sack. No, I didn't mean that. Come on, do the Illusionist thing. Nope. All right. We're at 8. What's our best draw here? Another ring? I guess Raskus Fall was probably the answer. But that's not it. I could play out a Fairy Macabre here, actually. Maybe I should have done that. Buy myself a turn. I'm just getting punked by this construct token out of breakfast. Oh, I hate that. Kill me with a combo. Alright, I'm going to cast this. And pass. If they can counter this, then they get me, and I could have played around that by like using rituals here, but I wasn't much fuzzed in the hedge mace. Yeah, I think like the only thing that potentially saves me here is another Raskus Fall or the One Ring. Oh, is this Nadu? It looks like it. It's Nadu mana. Prismatic Ending. Yeah, alright. GG's opponent. Let's have a look what we would have drawn. Okay, the client is not cooperating. All right. Well, that was the 05, the dreaded 05. But it was in the name of science, and I think even though I'm always sort of quite quick to point out that you shouldn't jump to conclusions based on like small data samples, and certainly a single league is not something to is not enough really. I think it is enough for us to get a feel for the deck. And an 05, I mean, I don't know that I ever recorded an 05 like for the channel. I might have, but that's if I haven't, it's because I always or almost always play real decks, and this was sort of a foray into the morass of like theory crafting, trying to like piece together in your mind what might work, might not work. It feels like it didn't work at all. Um, I am glad that I did get to at least like proof, do a proof of concept of what a combo, you know, turn and payoff would look like. I think I counted 3 games where I comboed off and won out of in the 5 leagues. Sorry, in the 5 matches of the league. Whether or not Radstorm can be built successfully, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it can be built more successfully in this. But a couple of things that kind of go against it is the initial enabler. Like Prologue to Phyresis is pretty nice. It's the best that there is, I think. But like there were a couple of times where like I had the Radstorm, but I didn't have the opponent didn't have a storm counter, and that's kind of awkward. I could see playing Merchant Scroll. The reason I chose Intuition over Merchant Scroll and just like to not play Merchant Scroll at all is that Merchant Scroll is a sorcery, and I really wanted to be able to go big on my opponent's turn. But that didn't really pay off that much. And I also think like the fact that you don't have an engine here is a little bit of a problem. Like the ring did like in one of the wins, in one of the game wins, I should say, because there were no match wins. In one of the game wins, the ring did like just draw us a lot of cards and mean that we could like pretty comfortably win. I think this deck felt most powerful when we had multiple Radstorms in our hand and multiple rituals. Because then it's like if it's turn 4, you have 4 lands, and then you have like 3 rituals and 2 Radstorms, then you probably can just kill your opponent. Because people, that's the thing with Storm decks, people very rarely start countering rituals, especially if it's later in the game and you have several lands open. So that was kind of interesting. But again, like, I'm not sure that there is enough, like if there's a way to like really make that gel. I think probably as much as I would like these 3 mana clunky, your opponent gets a poison counter and it has an sort of overcosted effect, is probably not good enough. I felt like this deck felt pretty clunky. I think maybe having the 4th ring would be a decent enough or a fair enough thing to add because we are so heavy on rituals. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna throw away more tickets with this like idea, at least until I get some input, some better ideas maybe. But like I also said, like I think the sideboard was pretty like horribly built, and so part of me kind of wants to like optimize on this list and try it like at least one more time to see if it can be like there's more to squeeze out of it. But at this first showing, I am concerned. Like if this had been a 2-3 league where I had like at least a couple of times felt that the deck could actually pull its weight in a like best of 3 magic match, then I would be a little bit more encouraged. But the fact that it was an 05 kind of makes me feel like even if I were to like even if I were to optimize the suboptimal parts of the deck right now, then what am I really like what's the ceiling here? Because the bottom or the floor is obviously 05, and if that's the floor, I'm a little bit concerned if we can get the ceiling to where we would want it to be. But I hope you enjoyed the league. Anyways, it was a little bit of a fun, alternative thing to try out. And I'm sorry I couldn't perform better with the deck. I hope this video was still worth it. And if you want to go ahead and do the whole YouTube stuff and subscribe and all that stuff, I really would appreciate it. And I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye.